Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, psychic medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Hello and welcome to this episode of Spunky Spirit. I am psychic medium Carrie Muggs. And on this episode today, we're going to talk about numerology. I am not a numerologist, but I do know that when we talk about signs and symbols every week on Carrie Connects, we always use a number sequence because Spirit really likes to talk in number sequences. So if you have past loved ones on the other side, or you want to talk to your spirit guides, they like to use number sequences. The reason why is because if you see a ladybug or a bird or a feather and you know that that means your ancestor's with you or your guide is with you, if that's your sign for them, with numbers, it has meaning. So it's great to see the feather or the ladybug or, the butterfly and be like, oh, so-and-so is with me. This guide's with me or this ancestor's with me. But when you see numbers, it's different because they're telling you a meaning of something, or they're trying to have a conversation. So the numbers actually mean that you're having a conversation. And so it's easier, they like it more, and they use it more because numbers are in everything. There's a thing called sacred geometry, math, all of it. Numbers are in everything. The day you were born, the month you were born, the time you were born, whether we like it or not. Numbers affect us in everything that we do. And so it's not coincidence when you go to lunch with somebody that you're wondering if you should go into business with, and then you see at the end of the lunch, you get a receipt and it says 888, because that means abundance or more money is coming or more business stuff is coming. So numbers are hugely huge in communicating with your guides or your past loved ones. And a lot of times we don't know what they mean, or just like we don't know what the feather means, right? So if we see a feather and we know that that is our past father and we know that they're around, it's just kind of nice to know that they're around. Number sequences are them giving you a message, a different kind of message than just a feather that says, I love you. These messages can, through numbers, mean a lot of different things. So like 1, 2, 3 can mean I love you, right? Now, the numbers can also mean different things to different people. So in the number sequence realm, 777 means that they're cheering for you. Your guides or your loved ones on the other side are cheering for you. But for me, 777 means that it's my dad, and my dad is around and he's letting me know he loves me. So the numbers it just depends on you too, because you can create your own kind of vocabulary with the numbers. You don't have to use the same number sequences that you see angel numbers or that are posted on different spiritual pages. You can use your own language. You can create your own language with spiritual numbers or the number sequences. I'm going to tell you today the different number sequences and what they mean, but you can have your own. You can have your own communication or your own understanding. So like 333 usually means that your guides and your ancestors are with you. And so, but to other families that I've done readings for, 333 means I love you, because it's 3 words and 3 indicates that they love them. So, and people who've passed over, your loved ones who've passed over, if they had a special sports number, or they had a special number that they loved, or they can even use their birthdays. That's what 777 is for me and my dad, because his birthday is on 7/27/47. So he was always really proud of the 777. So to me, it means something entirely different than the general angel numbers. So if you had a past, so my favorite number is 3. And so I'm sure when I pass over and I try and reach my children or my ancestors or the ones I will use 333 a lot, because that is my favorite number. So it just depends on the things that that meant a lot to the past loved one or is symbolic to you. And I want to just let you know too that even though I tell you some of the meanings of some of the numbers today, doesn't mean that you have to abide by those. You can create your own number sequence, your own number technology that you want. Also, too, you can also look at, this is a book called Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. And it's just every single number you can think of is in this book, and it tells you the meanings of them. And so it's kind of like my little, if I keep seeing a number over and over and over again, and I'm like, oh, I got to look that number up because I don't know what it means. I pretty much can know what the general number sequences mean. But if I see like the number 27 a ton, then I'll go look the number up and look at it and see. You can also Google these numbers. I just kind of like to know what the numbers mean because the general numbers, because that is my communication with my spirit guides because as a medium, I can communicate and sit down and do readings for strangers. But when it comes to my own communication, sometimes I struggle and I need lots of validation because sometimes I'm like, was that really what it was supposed to be? So my spirit guides will use numbers and signs and symbols a lot to validate some of the things that I see or download or just to give me validation that I'm not crazy, like the podcast I made last week when I said you're not crazy. So we're going to kind of go over the numbers so you kind of know what they mean. So 111, this kind of means you're going through an awakening, or you're having a frequency raise, or you're having a download, or you're going through some emotional stuff, and that to give yourself some grace and to know that you're manifesting things and you're creating things. This is a creation number. So you are creating and manifesting and raising your frequency. It's all spiritual. So this is your 1111, your 111, your anything that has to do with the number 11 or number 1. It's that you are raising your frequency. You are manifesting your stuff. You're using your power. You're stepping into your power. You've got this. This is just, it's your spirit guides are telling you, you're doing this. This is you manifesting it. It can also mean to watch your thoughts, because what you're thinking can come true. So if you're thinking something and you look at 1111, you got to just be like, okay, what was I thinking? Do I need to rewind that? Do I need to go forward with that? So that's what 1111 is. It's your spiritual growth, having to do with your spiritual growth, your manifestation, your power, you. Now, 222 means you're going in the right direction. So, and you don't have to see these in number sequences. You can just see 2 a lot, or you can see 22, or you can see 222, or you can see 22, 22. But it does kind of go in a sequential way, or you keep seeing that number. So 222 means you're going in the right direction. It means that, yes, you've got this. It means that you're going in the right direction. Keep going the way you're going. Your guides are behind you. So if you have like a big business meeting, or you're doing something in your life and you're not quite sure that's the right direction, you start to see 222 a lot. It means you're going in the right direction. So now you can see why I use a lot of these numbers when I do Carry Connects, because spirit guides like to use the number sequences a lot because they can give you more of a conversation. 333. That's my favorite number, and it is used by your guides and your ancestors to let you know that they're with you. So sometimes when you're feeling down, or sometimes when you don't feel like you've got this, or sometimes when you feel like you are alone, 333 is their number to indicate to you that they're with you. Now, these are your guides and your ancestors. These are your right-hand people that are with you all the time. They're guiding and directing you, and they're letting you know that you're not alone. 333 is a very important number. I think Tesla, his big thing was 3, 6, and 9, and they were all divisions of 3. So there's a kind of a secret meaning behind 3. 3 is the Trinity of the Godhead, which is, I think, Jesus, the Holy Ghost, and then God. It can also be a metaphor for your soul, your spirit, and your body. So it's 3 is like the Trinity, and it's really a really powerful number in the universe. So 333 is a good one, a really good one to see. It means that you've got this, you're not alone, and that you've got help, and to try and remember that you have help, and leave it up to your guides and ancestors to help you along the way, to remember who you are. I always like to use that, if you know. I always use the Mufasa thing. Now, 444 means you're protected and you're watched over. and you're being guided and directed. That 333 can also mean you're being guided and directed too, but 444 means you're being protected and you are safe. This does not mean you're in danger. It just means that you are being watched over and guided and protected by your loved ones and by your guides and by protecting angels, by angels that are specifically protecting you right now. And it could be a spiritual thing, or it doesn't mean that you're in danger and things are bad. It just means you're being watched over and you're loved and you're protected. Okay. 555 means that changes are coming. Now, here's the thing I always tell people. Changes aren't always bad. Changes do have growth in them. So I have this hair that keeps getting in my way right here. Changes do make growth, and growth is always needed when you're growing spiritually or when you're growing in any kind of way. And so people get unnerved when they see 555 because they're like, oh, I don't want these changes. But sometimes changes are beautiful. Changes are just new beginnings. They're new. It doesn't mean changes are bad. It just means there's something new coming and something beautiful coming, and just to be prepared for them and know that they're on their way. So 555 is the only thing that changes is everything changes, right? Everything changes. So we're always going through change, always going through growth. And if you're stagnant and you're bored, then that means you're not going through growth. And so maybe you want to instigate change, or maybe Spirit's saying that this is something that you need to change. So 555 means that something needs to change, or there is change coming. Okay, 555 is all about change. 666. Now, a lot of people think that this means it's evil or it's bad, and it's not. It just means that you're in your head too much. You're not surrendering to Spirit. You're not letting things go. You've done all the work. You've paddled up the stream, like you've paddled and paddled and paddled. 666 just means you're paddling upstream. You're going the wrong way. This just means to pull in the oars and to let Spirit take the lead, or let Jesus take the wheel, or let things happen as you've done the work. Now just sit back and let Spirit take control. So 666 just means that you're way too much in your head. You're thinking, these are all the logical people that just keep thinking about things constantly in their head. They're constantly thinking about things. Did I do this right? Did I do that? They just don't let their brain stop. They're constantly overthinking, overwhelmed over all the things. So 666 just means to surrender to Spirit. 777, as I said before, means that you are there cheering you on. You've done something, or you're celebrating something, or something's coming up that needs celebrating, and they're cheering on your life. You've done a good job. You're doing it great. You're on the right journey. You're on the right path. You're right where you need to be. You're in the moment. That's what 777 is. So you're just in the moment. It's kind of a celebratory number. It's kind of like them saying, you've got this, you're right where you need to be, you're on the right path, you're in the journey. It's kind of different than 222. 222 means like, yes, you're going in the right direction. 777 is like, congratulations. Congratulations to where you're at, to where you've been, to where you're going. Okay. Now 888 means that there is abundance. You're going to have abundance. And this doesn't always mean money or monetary. This can be spiritually. This can be family. This can be love. This can be someone takes you out to lunch. This just means abundance is coming your way. And it can be money. It can be happiness. It can be love. It can be family. It can be whatever it is that you're focusing on or searching for. It could be business stuff, is going to start becoming very abundant. So just be prepared, because 888 means it's coming. 999 means that it's time to let go of something so you can let something new come in. So sometimes you see 999 and 555 together, but 999 is just a reminder that you need to let go of something that's not working for you, because Spirit's ready to bring in something new. And sometimes it's hard to bring in something new when you're not letting go of the old. So when you see 999, just know that one chapter is closing and ending so you can write another chapter. And that's kind of actually a good thing. It's a good thing. Sometimes it's hard to let go of things, but 999 is just there to remind you that it's all good. You have to let go of something to receive something new. Now, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is the eternity for eternity, or eternal symbol of eternity. And that's why the Christmas wreath is in a circle. But 0 is an indication that the divine, God, the universe has got your back, that they're with you, that they love you. This is more than just your guides. This is the creator that's inside of you, that you're part of. This is an indication that they are with you, however you want to see that. If you see it as God, the divine, spirit, the universe, they've got your back, and you are loved and important, and you've got this. And 000 always tears me up because it's just such a elite and a special eternity. It just symbolizes so many things. So it's that you are loved and not alone, and you are bigger than what you realize, and you are loved more than you realize. And there's more to it than you realize. So we are all one. It's kind of a divinity kind of thing. So those are just kind of the synopsis. This is going to probably be a shorter episode today, but that's the synopsis of what the numbers mean. Now, again, you can create your own. If you see 000 and you want to say, well, to me, that means this, then it can mean that to you. And your spirit guides know that. So that's what they're going to show you. It doesn't have to be the same for everybody. There is a general consensus of what each number means, but you can change it. You can do your own thing. You can do your own powerful thing. But I really highly recommend this Angel Numbers book, or any kind of, by Kyle Gray, or any numbers book, because or create your own number system. Like, do an Excel spreadsheet and say, okay, Spirit, this is what the numbers mean to me. And you can go back to it at any time, because this is how Spirit does like to talk in numbers. They really do, because it's more than just a sign or a symbol to let you know that they're there. It's a conversation that they can have with you. They can, in words, and let you know that they're with you in all these words. So numbers are super important to Spirit, and I know that they are to you because we see them all the time. If you're not a numbers person, you're going to start seeing numbers, or if you're going through a spiritual awakening or a spiritual growth, you're going to start seeing numbers. It happens for everybody. But those are the number sequences. Again, your loved ones can come through to you in different numbers, different birthday numbers, the day that they passed, what time they passed. The numbers can mean so many different things too, and have meaning too. Like, so if their birthday's 12/15, then they could come to you. You could see 12/15 a lot, because they're letting you know that it's really them. So there's lots of different ways that you can see the numbers and feel close to them. And also too, if you see number sequences and you're like, okay, Dad, is this you? Show me, within the next 3 or 4 days, show me a dime to validate that this is you. And they will. So you can have conversations. That's why I like the numbers. Because whether we like it or not, there's so much more to numbers in this world. And it all goes back to, that's why people who do astrology or astronomy, or they want to know the time, the date, the day, all of it, when you were born, because the numbers have meaning. They all have meaning. And that's why we're all, so when somebody's born, all those numbers are specific, and they have a specific meaning, and they can, some people believe that they can determine our whole personalities, right? So numbers are important, and I want you to start to be aware of them, especially if you're going through an awakening, and I want you to see if you start seeing them more, seeing 1111 more, and know that they have meaning, and try and figure out what those are to you. You can even make up your own numbers journal. So I hope that helps you guys. When I teach my signs and symbols courses, the numbers always come up because they're so important. So I love you guys so much. And next week I have I'm so excited about next week's episode, because I'm going to, as we have planned, I have a big guest who I adore. So next week, stay tuned for that, because it's going to be awesome. So I will see you guys next week.